First game back after a while, so it will be very interesting to see how the girls have. So some of these girls would have played in things like CPL, would have played a lot of indoor, a lot of other camps. So it's good to have them here. And it's good to welcome Rustenburg to Fairmont's home ground here as we bring you the first team game. If you've got anything, any comments, any questions, anything you want to say, any players you want to support, please let us know on our YouTube live feed. So we'd love to engage with you as we bring you this girls' first team game. As Rustenburg playing from left to right, so kick us off on quarter one. So it will be a fast. The tempo of this game will most likely be quite fast as we. This is completely different conditions to the boys' games on Wednesday night as Fairmont took on Paul Boys when it was quite wet and quite slippery. Today's a little bit more bouncier. Lots of chance. Some good challenge there from Rustenburgers. Got some numbers forward as they look to burst down the left hand side. Unfortunately, mistrapped there. It's Fairmont with a chance now to start building up.
Fairmont with an outlet. Emily Bessernote on the ball. Fortunately gets turned over. Rustenburg with an opportunity to build up play, and we'll be looking to create a chance. They play the ball to the left half. We'll be looking for a 2v1 opportunity. The ball's played forward, but Fairmont do well to break down play there before the umpire gives a free hit to Rustenburg.
Chris, we saw Olympics earlier, a couple of weeks ago. One of the most fascinating Olympics that we've probably had from a hockey perspective. Anything that you've picked up new that, I mean, any interesting takeaways from it?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing from the Olympics is just at the top level, just your margin for error is so small at that level. You just see the minute there's a mistrap from a defender, the striker's there and they score. On the flip side, the minute an attacker maybe is not as sharp or as he should be, you'll see a goalkeeper closing them down. So it'll be interesting to see if the players themselves have picked up on that and have maybe actually realised, geez, when I get a goal scoring chance, I need to take it. And on the flip side, on the keeper, is if there's an opportunity to close down a shot or an angle, will they do it, as opposed to maybe being a bit more reserved. And your side, AJ, was there anything that stood out to you from the Olympics?
No, I agree. The same thing is about a lot of the execution from the teams, especially if you look at Belgium from their penalty corner spot. I mean, you take the South Africa game alone. I mean, South Africa scored 4 goals in that game against ultimately the world number ones and the Olympic champions. But one thing, the difference in the game was the execution at penalty corner time and the way that they moved the ball around. Also, it was also credit to the coaches, and I say this because there's a lot of teams obviously that didn't have the type of preparation that they needed, but the coaches, all coaches, would, under the circumstances, prepared their teams really well. Obviously, you had your European teams that had European champs just before Olympics, which was perfect preparation. South Africa, unfortunately, didn't have near as much as what they would have liked, but somehow the coaching staff still got the teams as well prepared as they could. I think one of the success stories also from Olympics is the way India performed. They've just signed a massive 10-year sponsorship with Odisha for 10 years. I mean, you think of the amount of tournaments that you play in 10 years or potential matches you play in that time. I mean, that's massive for their hockey, and we hope that somewhere along the line, South Africa, we get the same type of sponsorship, because I think our girls and guys needed to perform at that high level. But yeah, it was really fascinating to watch hockey just to wake up and just to watch some high quality hockey was really fascinating. I really enjoyed it. As Fairmont driving just outside the circle, as Rustenburg well challenged again. We talk about that 1v1 defense that Rustenburg do pretty well, and it's quite visible to see in their first team as well. Fairmont winning the ball really well down the left hand side here. There's a little bit of space, but Rustenburg seem to be holding their space inside the circle. Lots of open space there on the side, but picked up by Rustenburg, going over the baseline, but it should be a long corner to Fairmont. As they're putting Rustenburg under a little bit of pressure. Very interesting to see how we already picked up from Rustenburg's under 16s to Rustenburg's first team, and their 1v1 defense is just carrying through. Interesting to see now what we pick up from that under 16 games. Ball goes inside the circle, beats everyone. We're interesting to see what the common principles from both teams that get carried through to the first team, because I think that's something that, I mean, you coach a first team yourself, and I mean, you obviously want to see those type of things coming through into your first team. So it'll be really interesting to see if we can pick up some of those principles coming through in the first team that came through in the 14s and the 16 games.
Yeah, AJ, I think that's right. You definitely want to see that flow and culture come through all your teams. And both schools here, they've got a director of hockey, and they've got someone overlooking the program to make sure that all the teams are doing that. And then each school, they've got really good individual team coaches as well that will make sure that happens. So I think from what I've seen here already, Fairmont look like they're going to be fast, aggressive, just very similar to the under-16s. And Rustenburg look really compact on defence and well organised. So it looks similar. Just the biggest difference I think we're going to see here is the overall speed of the game and the accuracy. I really hope that the passing accuracy and the ability to stop the ball under pressure it should be better than what we just saw with the under-16s. So yeah, more of the same, I think.
Yeah, I think a lot of, like we mentioned earlier, a lot of these girls would have played things like CPL. They would have gone playing some PSI. They would have played a couple of other academies here and there. So they would have done a little bit more. But it looks like, by the looks of it at the moment, it doesn't look like these girls haven't stopped playing at all. It really looks like they've been playing. As the ball goes inside the circle, missed trap, and hitting a Rustenburg foot is a small little error there from a Rustenburg defender. Gives an opportunity now to Fairmont to capitalise on that mistake as they get their first penalty corner of the game.
Yeah, that's exactly what he talks about when you asked about the difference between the Olympics and it's just something like that. You'd like to think that it wouldn't happen, it does happen even at that level, and you'd see it the minute the international team concede a short corner for something like this, they know, geez, please keep it. Can you just do something, or can the flicker have an off target? Because I'm sure maybe Amy Smith with the flick here, maybe off the right castle.
Yeah, push comes out, right castle as flick comes in, but it's missed. There's a little miss slip there. Still Fairmont still on the ball and still with a chance, but Rustenburg putting them under a little bit of pressure.
So Rustenburg will be delighted with that. They managed to nullify that short corner, even though it wasn't the best one from Fairmont. They have managed to prevent that initial attack and given themselves an opportunity to get a few more players back in defence. As we see Fairmont still with possession in the 25. Rustenburg with good numbers behind the ball.
Yeah, I think it's almost like Rustenburg seems to be quite happy to just sit back and put numbers behind the ball and try and counter like this.
Exactly like we're seeing here. Oh, it's a great ball.
Great ball across, and there's still some numbers forward as Fairmont are looking to try and clear danger there as we have Fairmont now with the ball down the right hand side as they playing it down, but unfortunately ball goes out and there's no opportunity now for them to counter attack there, but they got the ball. It's Rustenburg now with a chance on the left hand side, and they're looking very comfortable. They're not playing as many numbers up front as what they could, but I think they're doing it because they're seeing a hole in the middle that they can try and use, try and keep the forwards nice and flat. So there we go, they've got numbers forward as Fairmont still happy to close the space a little bit. As well, won by Fairmont on the right hand side as they now look for numbers forward, but they don't have that many numbers forward, so they try and slow the game down a little bit.
Amy Smith on the ball, really dangerous in these areas. She's got the pace and the skill. She'll probably look to enter all the way down on baseline here. She cuts in. Bit of a sloppy execution there as we hear Coach Bryce at the bottom here just saying that he would have preferred her to keep it on her forehand. So she did really well to use the inside space there. She could have maybe just carried another meter, maybe even had a backstick shot, as opposed to raking the ball across goal like that.
Yeah, she could have stayed on her forehand there in that situation, just a little bit stronger. As Rustenburg with lots of movement, they've got some numbers forward, and see Fairmont playing a man-to-man structure. They're not going to allow the Rustenburg players freedom to run around on their own. Rustenburg with a chance, so lots of pressure there. As unfortunately, Fairmont infringe, and it's Rustenburg's free hit on the right hand side now with a chance for them to drive inside the circle. Played it deep, but missed trap, but Rustenburg will still have the ball under control.
Fairmont have gone for an interesting tactic here. They've left one forward up nice and high, and Amy Smith at this stage, and they're prepared to risk it. Maybe some coaches will be a bit more conservative and want all their players at least a little bit closer to the ball and within playing distance. But yeah, they've said, okay, cool, we'll back the other 9 outfielders to handle it, and if we get an opportunity to play the ball up quickly, we've got Amy up there, we'll feed it to her, and maybe she can take advantage. So it'll be interesting to see if that ends up paying off for them in the long run. As you see, Rustenburg with a good opportunity here. They've got an opportunity to move the ball up into the 25. They seem very patient. They don't seem too phased about being able to move it into the circle immediately. They want to move it up. They're prepared to move it left and right. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting game there.
Yeah, and you also see you got Rustenburg's got Lisa Penny, and also they got Kelly Johnson that's roaming in that middle area. Lisa's on the ball at the moment. She's always looking to come back towards her defenders and receive it, where Kelly Johnson seems to be that drop centre forward that just seems to be initiating the attack. So those are 2 players they're going to be looking at to try and feed the ball to, as well as they now try and clear the ball out, as they're still under a little bit of pressure from the back, as Fairmont was happy to sit at a 3/4 press and let the ball come towards them.
Now, Fairmont have done really well here. You see the left forward is busy pressing the line. They're denying the line pass and forcing them to play to Fairmont's strong side. So as soon as this pass comes across, you should see a good step and potentially a turnover from Fairmont, which they've just managed to do there. But Rustenburg winning the ball high up the field. Not the greatest pass. But there we go. This is where Fairmont are dangerous on the counter. They've got so much speed.
I think it's going to be quite interesting, because it's going to be both teams counter-attack really, really well, or really, really dangerous in the counter-attack. But it will be, but it does seem like Rustenburg is the team that's very, very patient and very happy to sit behind the ball and defend. They haven't really been as aggressive as Fairmont have been.
Rustenburg, almost in the outlet, seem to be happy with, let's just get the ball in and around the halfway and put some pressure on Fairmont. If Fairmont's individual skills aren't good enough, as we've seen 1 or 2 times, if they're not accurate in their stopping, then we're going to have an opportunity, even at 4v4, 5 Fairmont players versus 4 Rustenburg players, we'll back ourselves to play hockey. Like we're seeing here, this is exactly what Rustenburg want. They want these opportunities. You see, Fairmont got a lot more numbers here, but they're happy to give themselves a 1v2 or 1v3 and then maybe get something out of it.
Yeah, as Rustenburg win a free just outside the outside the circle. Big ball across, but the chance now with the shot comes in and she unfortunately mishits it. But Fairmont with a chance and unfortunately hasn't cleared it, she thought she hadn't cleared the danger, but it hit a Rustenburg stick and it's gone over the sideline. As Fairmont now have a chance to build up from that right hand side. It's another good chance there through Jody Blows. She'll be upset with that shot, because I've seen her score a couple from that angle, so she'll be a little bit frustrated with herself, but no doubt she's going to take her second chance.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting. Fairmont Bryces will be a bit upset with how they're outletting. They're not able to connect the passes. They 5-meter passes that they should be looking for. They're sometimes looking for the 15 or 20-meter pass. You see a great ball into Malia there. She just can't trap it. Now she's got it back. She's got the opportunity. Malia, she on her back stick. Oh, it's a great save from the goalie.
She could have carried it a little bit more towards the keeper there. She had passing option on the right post that she could have made, and unfortunately she'll be a little bit disappointed from that, as well as we're saying Natasha Creel saying go Tara. So thank you, Natasha, for your comments. If anybody else got comments or questions or messages of support, then let us know and we'll read them out, and no doubt players will be appreciative of that, as it's still 0-0 here with 1:30 to go on the clock to the end of quarter 1. So it's been a fairly even game so far. 1 or 2 clear-cut chances both sides, but teams are just not giving an inch at the moment. It's Fairmont now putting Rustenburg under lots of pressure, but got some space there on the left hand side. But Fairmont do well. They've now won the ball.
Jordan Moses on the ball with a good counter here, looking for a circle entry. And well defended there from Rustenburg. They are able to handle that situation, and Fairmont will be able to go again from a long corner. And this is where we see the difference in the teams. Rustenburg, almost every single player behind the ball, working hard together and then just looking to hit Fairmont on the counter. So whereas Fairmont have seemed a little bit more happy with just going and keeping a few strikers out of the press.
Yeah, so they, it's almost like you imagine all the Rustenburg players almost linked by a chain, and they're just holding those spaces and moving together. And it's a really good example of that type of defense now. As Rustenburg with the ball now, they've got a free hit. Well broken down there by Fairmont as they're getting numbers behind the ball. As Rustenburg now starting to stretch their team forward, as again with their numbers, both teams very happy to man mark their attackers, and some good movement here. Comes to the end of quarter one, and it seemed like that went by quite quickly. I wasn't really taking note of the time there.
Need to check if the clock was started in the right amount of time, because that flew by.
Yeah, 15 minutes there. That is 0-0 Fairmont. 0-0 currently as Fairmont taking on Rustenburg girls here in the Fairmont Astro. But it's been two teams that have played fairly similar, both very good attacking sides, both Fairmont and Rustenburg, both with some chances that they'll be upset they didn't get a little bit more out of. Rustenburg obviously very happy to sit back and defend, put all their numbers behind the ball. Fairmont defending slightly differently, putting a little bit higher up the field, and then waiting and man marking at the back, because I think they've both identified that they've got forwards that they can't be giving too much space. I mean, they could potentially go zonal, but they will have to be very, very disciplined in the way they do it. But it'll be very interesting to see once we do get later on in the game, and maybe a couple of goals here and there and the teams behind, to see how they change it. A couple of
we see Coach Olu on screen. He's got a few of his players there, showing them how he wants them to outlet, maybe play the ball a bit more to their right hand side. They have enjoyed a bit of success in driving the ball or carrying the ball up on the right hand side. So it looks like he wants more of a serve from his team. And I think Rustenburg have looked really well organised on defence.
Yeah.
They seem very clear in their way that they're going to play, and be nice and tight, not give much away, and then look to take advantage on the counter.
Yeah, so that's first quarter, and I think a lot of them will just try and again eliminate some of those nerves. I think first game back is always, we actually forget, we never come to August and say, well, we'll be nervous to play a hockey match, but you can definitely see there's a little bit of nerves the first game in what seems like forever. But yeah, it's been really exciting, really good start. The hockey level's been really good, and I've been fascinated to see how these players have stepped up after not playing for so long. But it's been really good, and some really, really nice movement there from, again, every now and then from Rustenburg. They do build up really, really well from the side, and just maybe that last pass or that third pass that they'll need to make that they're unfortunately not making. Fairmont exactly the same on their side.
Yeah, exactly. It's been just a little bit of a double turnover type of a start to the game. Rustenburg seem really happy with the outlet to hit the centre link leading into the space and then play it back out. So Fairmont might need to just look at being a little bit tighter there and being aware on that player bursting into that space. You see another high turnover there for Rustenburg, and now they've got an opportunity to maybe win their 1v1.
Yeah, and also they in a lot of these situations, Rustenburg haven't been rushing to take their free hits. They've been very happy to slow the game down. They haven't had many opportunities to take a very quick free hit, but when they have, they've just slowed the game down, not panicked. Just they've trusted that they can get their numbers forward and play little mini games. So it's been good as Fairmont driving down the right hand side now. It's a nice sweeping move as they find a play. The ball stays inside, and Fairmont still got the ball inside the circle as challenge comes in. Umpire not happy with the stick challenge there, as Fairmont really good run there to try and keep the ball in play, and that's what we talk about. Not so how many times we try and say we leave the ball, let it go over the base, and that player just continued running all the way.
It's great work there from Rowan. She's not only kept it in, but then she managed to have the presence of mind just to put a stick to the ball again and try and make a pass into a danger zone. Amy Smith onto it and wins a short corner. So second short corner of the night. We'll be looking for a little bit more accuracy again. I wouldn't be surprised if it goes to Amy again on the right castle. She's got such a potent flick that
yeah, push comes out and Amy with a chance, but the ball's rolled a bit and it's hit the Rustenburg player high up, but blown dangerous because she's inside that, probably just a meter away, and she's hit her high. But again, it was just a small little roll of the stick, so she couldn't pick up a still ball. But yeah, another chance for Fairmont. They could have second penalty corner now for them that they have unfortunately not converted in. Rustenburg now unfortunately rolled off the stick and has gone over the sideline hit for Fairmont, as they've got their players on the bench that they're going to start rolling subs here into the 3 minutes into quarter number 2. Fairmont driving down the right hand side and well defended by Rustenburg. Double turnover. Fairmont now with a chance to put them under pressure. Is driving towards the circle. Dangerous line and looking for a shot to come in, but no chance. It was a couple of stick challenges, and again, just umpire not happy with some of the challenges that have come in, and a little double turnover that Rustenburg will not be happy with. So just gave the ball away too easily, but well capitalized by Fairmont as they win another penalty corner, another chance to open the scoring here in the first team goals game between Fairmont and Rustenburg.
Yeah, so I think the Fairmont goals, they will just be looking for a good trap here. There seems to be something slightly different happening. We'll be looking for a good firm trap, and then from there they'll look to do the variation, slip left to Malia maybe. Oh, gone for a flick.
Flick comes in and
Well defended, it should be a free hit out.
Yeah, I think it looked like it hit to what's name, but umpire carries on as Fairmont now with the ball, but Rustenburg pick it up and now free hit out to Rustenburg. That is from the 16. As some numbers forward for Rustenburg, but Fairmont picked them up quite quickly.
And we look at Fairmont's press here, also very much offset centre forward, wanting the ball to go to the left, as it is. Rustenburg play to their right, and then they find themselves in a bit of trouble here. Amy on top D. Oh, she just can't make a clean connection.
Yeah, she's going to be upset with that. It's a little bit frustrating. She's fourth penalty corner now for Fairmont, as they that press working really, really well and forcing that defender to play the ball into the middle of the field. There's a lot of discussion going on there from the penalty corner team to figure out what penalty corner they're going to use.
Yeah, so hopefully there can be a bit more accuracy, a good stop, and then maybe a flick here.
Push comes out, goes to the second cast, and it looks like it's going to be a little bit of a zigzag. Push comes in and it's hit a Fairmont stick, and it somehow goes in towards the ball, beats the keeper, and Fairmont, after a sustained amount of pressure, have taken a 1-0 lead here. Only 6 minutes into quarter 2, and a little goal line scrap, and the ball beats the keeper, and 1-0 to Fairmont.
It doesn't matter how it gets in, as long as it gets in and the scoreboard ticks over. So Fairmont will be pleased. They'll know it wasn't maybe their best PC, but they'll be happy with the outcome. And yeah, it will be interesting to see how Rustenburg bounce back from this one.
Yeah, Rustenburg now the ball under still a lot of pressure, and had advantage. Umpire blew them back. It's the chance now. There's some numbers up front, and well defended by Fairmont as they track back and hitting a Rustenburg foot, as Fairmont now with another chance. Rustenburg bring their numbers back, and I think Fairmont will be very happy just to play this ball around and just keep possession for a little bit while they hold a 1-0 lead. So they move it lovely through the defenders as they play it back, but it's well won in midfield by Lisa Penny. She's done really well on defense in that little hole behind the midfielders. So Fairmont now drive down the right hand side. They've got numbers forward. Again, some pressure from the side, and unfortunately a little slip by one of the Fairmont players. Ball goes over the baseline for free hit out to Rustenburg girls.
Oh, Fairmont again with a nice high press, just looking to keep Rustenburg pressed in here, as they say. But Rustenburg again, they're able to outlet through the centre link channel, and Fairmont will be a bit disappointed that their centre links are maybe not as tight in that central space as what they might or could be, you know. Zoe van Alleman on the ball. She'll be looking for an easy, simple out, and she's able to do that. Really good composure. Not a bit of an iffy tackle there from the Rustenburg girls, and it's a soft free it's given away there.
Bobby Sutcliffe saying, come on Fairmont, let's do this. Thank you very much, Bobby, for your message. Natasha Krill saying, yes, green machine. Thank you, Natasha. And Anna Tro saying, well done, Monty. So thank you very much for all your comments. We appreciate it. And thanks for your support of these girls. Bring us some first team goals action, and no doubt they are so excited to be back. I mean, I would be, you know, now everybody else thinks, but this would be so exciting just to be back on the hockey field again and under pressure from Rustenburg again, and Fairmont now with the ball on top D with another chance and really good defending. And fortunately, I think he hit a foot or hit a stick there. As Fairmont take it quickly, ball goes inside the circle. Not sure if that ball went 5, but it's umpire was happy with it as it's saved by the keeper and gone over the line for a long corner. As
Jordan Moses on the ball with a quick free hit, just looking to take advantage, or maybe trying to catch Rustenburg unawares, but they were wise to it, and they managed to break down play and actually win the free hit. So yeah, Fairmont have looked really good when they've got their press right, but yeah, again, they seem to be overcommitting in the direct channel and leaving the centre channel open, you know. So maybe it is a plan, maybe they are happy for the midfielder to carry the ball in a pocket, and Fairmont just end up making the turnover somewhere else on the field. But yeah, Rustenburg will look at that and say, okay, cool, if we can just be a bit more accurate once we do get the ball to our midfielder and then move the channel, I could get out of the Fairmont press here.
Yeah, and I reckon that's probably an area that then we go the opposite side that Fairmont's got to look at, that if they do get through that space, they will be vulnerable at the back. As Fairmont with a chance now inside the circle, Tomahawk shot comes across, but it's deemed dangerous from the umpire as it's not on target. As Rustenburg now with another opportunity to clear the danger at the back. They've been under quite a bit of pressure in this quarter number 2. As Rustenburg seem to be just again patient, unfortunately not executing, and there's just a little bit of time where they've just probably want to take a few deep breaths and try and get back to their basics just a little bit as they slowly move the ball outside the circle, outside the 25. Umpire those not happy with the challenge there from one of the Fairmont players. Quickly taken by Rustenburg. Big ball comes through and again beats everyone over the baseline, and Fairmont now with a chance. Interesting to see what press Rustenburg plays, considering
really
the move.
Interesting. They've gone four-man press here, really high.
Yeah, and Fairmont's actually got lots of numbers 4. Nobody's marking.
Yeah, it's a big zonal, big pressure press from Rustenburg. It's quite risky because, I mean, it's great if you make the turnover, you've got numbers, but if the ball does happen to get through your press, you're going to be very vulnerable at the back.
Great pass coming in there from Lisa Penny, and unfortunately not finding a player, but well defended by Fairmont as they move the ball. But yeah, that just shows the confidence that they have to play that press. They've obviously played it quite a bit, and they've obviously done it well. Again, another challenge. Good defense there from Rustenburg in that area, and yeah, they'll be very happy. They've obviously trained that quite a bit to play that. Big ball inside the circle and straight to a player, and a lot of players were looking up. They didn't realize that free hit was actually outside the 25, so she could play it straight in.
Don't we love to see that? Good awareness from the Rustenburg girls, realizing that the BBG channel, or the hotline as some of us might call it, being the route between ball and goal, was open, it was unguarded. Fairmont didn't have a player marking that space, so Rustenburg with an opportunity to hit the ball up into the circle, and maybe a different day that gets trapped and they turn around and have a shot at goal. So yeah, good awareness there from the Rustenburg goal.
Yeah, Jodie Blow, she's had the ball a couple of times and she's looked for those big passes in, and this was a nice opportunity for us. They try and clear the ball out. Rustenburg still has the ball in that space, and deep inside their left-hand side channel as they slowly, little mini-game, trying to get the mini-game out, but Fairmont under pressure, putting them under pressure. Quick free, it's taken and hits a stick just outside the circle. Fairmont got the ball, and it wasn't outside, it was actually inside the circle as it hit a foot, and Fairmont now have another opportunity, penalty corner opportunity. 2:47 on the clock towards the end of the first half. Is just a few opportunities like that for Rustenburg where they play few good patches and then just one small little error that's leading to things like that. The last few minutes they've had put Fairmont under a bit of pressure, then just took their foot off the pedal a little bit, and now Fairmont have a penalty corner on the opposite side.
Yeah, Fairmont have been in the ascendancy, or look to go 2-0 up here. It looked like they were doing a similar move. And they've scored again. So yeah, it's crazy, AJ. Sometimes that happens. You know, PC defenders, you don't often practice for what happens if it gets duffed, or what happens if the ball, gets a bit further out. You normally just practice, okay, it will be stopped, it will be pushed, it will be slipped, and we're going to react. So you look at that situation there. It was a mistrap. The ball ended up maybe where it wouldn't naturally have been, and our defenders are caught out of position. And Fairmont girls are wise to it and score.
Yeah, you make a good point there. We always practice for the perfect scenario, but sometimes the perfect scenario doesn't always crop up, as we've seen with the last 2 goals that Fairmont scored. Not your most flamboyant or good-looking goals, but it's 2 goals nonetheless, and they 2-0 up here with a minute and a half to go in quarter 2, and just shows you about the opportunities that you take. Rustenburg had lots of opportunities over the last couple of 5 or 6 minutes, and then they had one opportunity where Fairmont attacked. As Jodie blows now with the ball down the right hand side, and she's got numbers forward. Good pass inside the circle as Rustenburg's now got a chance. Keeper comes out and the ball's hit the keeper, and I think it's gone over the line as
Jade Regnon, great save there. She's closed it down really well. So it's nice to see Rustenburg penetrating the circle there. They had a great opportunity again, just that inability to trap the ball cleanly as cost them there. But that being said, Fairmont have done well to nullify that. They got about 40 seconds here to try and eke something out here and see if they can pull one back before the end of the chukker.
Yeah, that was Lucy Kane on the ball. She just ran out at a little bit of space as Fairmont goalkeeper came out well to come and clear the ball. As 30 seconds to go on the clock, and Rustenburg will want to get something from this game, or something from this quarter to take into the half. As ball goes inside the circle, there's a little bit of space as Kelly Johnson with the ball, and umpire saying that I think once she lost the ball, she put a stick in and unfortunately infringed the Fairmont players. With a couple of seconds to go, Fairmont's going to want to put this ball out. Yeah, a few seconds left in the clock before half time. Is some numbers forward, but happy as Fairmont will definitely be the happier of the 2 teams from this quarter as they take a comfortable 2, well, we say comfortable, but it's a looking comfortable 2-0 lead at the moment. Rustenburg will definitely in this half, Olu's going to have a few things he's going to want to fix, because it hasn't been a bad performance, but just 1 or 2 moments here and there that Rustenburg just need to fix to try and get it. They're having their chances. You've just got to be aware of those 1 or 2 opportunities where they've attacked, and they're just not focusing on that counter-attack defense or those defense when they've lost the ball. Your thoughts, Chris?
Yeah, I think we mentioned earlier that Rustenburg were very calm on the ball. They were happy to take their time in building up. It's going to be interesting. Olu might now need to just go away from that and say, okay, cool, girls, let's play a bit more direct and let's up the pace at which we're going to play. They're definitely going to have to do that. Either way, whichever way they choose to play, they're definitely going to have to increase the speed at which they're moving the ball and the intent that they've got when playing the ball. That, I think, is without question. But whether they're prepared to change and go away from their way and actually be a bit more direct, and like we've seen that 1 or 2 big crash balls that they played into the circle, they might need to look at going to that. On the flip side, Fairmont and Bryce will be very happy. I mean, his team have pressed well, but they haven't necessarily particularly played well, and they find themselves 2-0 up. So they would also like to think that they could play better and maybe push on here and maybe score a 3rd and a 4th.
I think not necessarily Rustenburg. I think Fairmont, one thing that's been glaring, that I mean, having watched a lot of the Fairmont games, I think something that's been pretty glaring that that they haven't done well is they haven't actually made very good 100% passes. I think a lot of their passes have been little 50-50 passes here and there, and they've made clear-cut passes to players in open space, but there's been majority of the time that they've actually haven't made as many clear-cut passes as they would have liked to. I think they're finding a lot of time that they may be holding on the ball just maybe a touch, maybe a second or two longer. So it'll be very, very so it'll be interesting to see how well they continue playing if they start stringing that together. Like I say, 2-0 up. I mean, it's immense that they're playing at that level with a lot of things that they'd want to fix. So I think that's something. I mean, it's a pretty cool feeling to be 2-0 up, and you know that you maybe have still a lot of gas in the tank there, and you haven't really reached fourth or fifth gear yet. I think.
Yeah, sorry, yeah. AJ. That's exactly. I mean, that's exactly what you want. Any coach and any team will know. Geez, if we can be winning when we're not particularly playing well, that's a good sign. There's a good character in the team. But on the flip side, I think Rustenburg will feel the same. They'll feel that they've also left a lot in the tank, and they need to come and maybe in this chukka. Well, they're going to have to make something happen in this chukka to get back in the game.
Yeah, but I think also the exciting thing is we've seen two very good chukkas of hockey. And no doubt the chukka 3 and chukka 4 is going to be very, very interesting. Given that we don't know what the coaches are going to change, we don't know if they're going to change anything. And then you always have those big players, those players that always stand up that you expect to stand up. So I'm excited to see what quarter 3 and quarter 4's in store for us. We have also an IPT, a school's IPT potentially happening in a couple of weeks. Well, sometime in mid-October. We won't get into it in much detail, but Department of Education saying there might not be a holiday, and I spoke to a friend of mine who's a teacher, and he says he's not really worried about the holidays, but can I go to IPT? That's the one thing he's looking forward to. So some of these players will be playing for spots in those teams in a couple of weeks' time. So these performances and these matches will become very important for them. But again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us. We're now about to start quarter 3 here with the hosts, Fairmont High School, taking on Rustenburg girls in this under 19 girls first team clash. We're very happy to have you join us. My name is AJ Spearingzoek, and I'm joined by Chris Gibson on the commentary today to bring you the last 30 minutes of hockey on this Friday evening, which feels very weird because it used to be a norm back in the day, and now it's like we haven't had many of them. But it's good to have them back as Fairmont. Now we'll start quarter 3 as they play from left to right, and Rustenburg in white chasing as they are 2-0 down currently in this game. And
interesting, Alex Hawken playing right link here for Fairmont. She normally plays in the halves, so maybe they've seen her ability to get forward, and they've maybe said, okay, well, let's play you at right link and take advantage of your really good ability to get forward. So, and that being said, naturally she'll be really good on counter defense because she is used to defending and having to get back and defend. So it could be a really interesting position for her.
Yep, ball played back to Michaela Karuti. Now Rustenburg will look to build up and be very patient again in attack. There's Azara Dick on the free hit to Lisa Penny as we move down the left hand side. Definitely seeing that attacking ability from Rustenburg coming through as they comfortable to move the ball. They're got space down the right hand side, but Fairmont preventing them from getting there. But the ball goes through as opportunity now through Rachel Noyce, the captain. She looked for a play up front and unfortunately couldn't find it, as Fairmont now with the 16 from the free hit.
Rustenburg have seemed to start this chukka with a bit of intent. So we see Fairmont on the counter. They've got a lot of speed. Malia Smith on the ball, very skillful. Emily Basena on the ball, gets turned over. Rustenburg. Fairmont win that. Alex on the ball, Alex Hawken. Really good step there from Malia. She'll be looking to carry through T-point, maybe win a short corner. Again, Rustenburg's 1v1 defense really good there, and they managed to turn over the ball and give a free hit on the sideline to Fairmont. interesting to see how Rustenburg engaged in that defence. They're almost giving Fairmont the opportunity to run it on their forehand. You know, normally you say on the left side, you say feet to the line, you know, force them towards your stick side, and they're very much defending. Even there, you see how she steps. She allows it to have the line pass. It's really interesting. You know, it's impossible to defend that actually if you're going to press that way.
Yeah.
So interesting. Fairmont, if they identify that, they should, just like they've done, they'll be able to pepper this right-hand side of the field.
Yeah, and again, still Rustenburg happy to put lots of numbers behind the ball as they very comfortable to let Fairmont run at them, but soon they're going to have to start changing it a little bit to try and get those goals back. But for now, they're fairly patient and they're happy with the way their defending is. It's Azra Dick there from Rustenburg, just putting Fairmont under quite a bit of pressure and again closing the space down as ball gets driven in and goes under the stick, and 16 there to
Drew eventually got the ball in there from the ball goal. Fairmont with a good turnover. Jodie Sutcliffe looking for the overlap from Alex Wilker, and she'll be looking to enter through T-point here. Rustenburg managed to handle that situation. Now they've got an opportunity to outlet. They're really going to be wanting to play hockey on the other side of the field to get back in this game. I think they'll understand they can't be playing down in their own half for too much longer if they want to get back into this game.
I think it's the name on YouTube, it's 2 Sketch 3 Itchy, I think, or 2 Sketchy. Let's go Monties, we can win this. Thank you very much for your comment, we appreciate it. As Rustenburg on the counter attack here, they win a free hit and they've got a chance, and the coach asking them to play it quickly, but she runs over the ball and gets numbers forward. There would have been a golden opportunity to go forward there as Rustenburg with a chance. Ball goes across, and fortunately nobody on the end of that at Rustenburg, or as Fairmont now with a 16 as there's a chance now.
Fundamentally, that's already the biggest difference between the two teams at the moment. Fairmont in that situation would have taken that free hit quickly, put the opposition under pressure. As we see Fairmont now entering the D. Again, very well defended from Rustenburg. Alex with a nice turnover high up the field.
Yeah, and they also, I think also something that they've done well, you got the likes of Robin Bickard and Michaela Karuti, that they're very aware of where their players are. So you can see there, she's just happy to leave the ball, there's nobody nearby. So they've been very good in that space. And even though they're 2-0 down, they have been very good with the way they've been defending those spaces. Unfortunately, Fairmont putting them under a little bit of pressure now, and Fairmont seem to be slowly upping the gears here a little bit, getting a little bit more comfortable in the game, stringing a little bit more passes together, putting them under pressure as it hits a Rustenburg foot, as Fairmont now with an opportunity 6 minutes into quarter 3 with another penalty corner. They haven't been executed their penalty corners as well as they would have liked to. So something that they'll want to just maybe start getting right. But holding a 2-0 lead makes it a little bit more comfortable.
Similar to the other Chaka, AJ, it's just Fairmont haven't seemed to dominate the ball as much. They've dominated territory, they've just had an opportunity, they turn them over, they force a mistake, they get a short corner. You know, so it's always effective and you can do that. And yeah, looks like they're going to have a bit of a variation here. Slip left. And again, well done. I mean, penalty corner defence has technically done their job. They've nullified the attack, even though at the expense of another one. But Rustenburg wouldn't be too upset with that.
Yeah, with another opportunity now for Fairmont is still going with their normal, usual double castle. This push comes out to the first castle and it's gone a little bit wide, but it's still going for the slip, and she plays it quickly, but unfortunately it's mistrapped as Rustenburg look to clear it out as ball goes over the sideline. Another penalty corner that something that they'll most likely want to look at when at the end of this game. Just work a little bit on the execution, just a few more opportunities to do that.
Yeah. Emily, your right shoulder there.
Fairmont pressing really high up onto the field currently, is forcing the ball as their high press works, as they win it, but Rustenburg win it back and win a free hit as forwards now start piling forward to try and get some space. But Fairmont's still very happy to cut the field and not allow them to transition across the other side as ball gets played across, and there's a little bit of space now for Rustenburg as they got some numbers. It's a 3v2 situation. Kelly Johnson on the ball, and she's going to look to want to make a pass, but she's inside the circle. Shot comes in, hits a play on the side, but umpire deems that the shot is dangerous. From our angle, we couldn't see if the shot was on target or not, but there's another chance for, we talk small opportunities. There was a small opportunity for Rustenburg.
So Adrian, you think that's been blown because it's going off target, or because they're deeming the player to be within 5 and that being danger? Does the in 5 rule count in open play, or is it just at first?
As far as I know, I mean, looking at that one, I think she blew it because of the shot going off target. Okay. Just my take on it. It does play in both infield and outfield, penalty corners and infield. But there, I think it was the shot. Maybe, I mean, from my angle, we couldn't really see, so I reckon it was probably off target in that case. But again, a chance. It's another chance for Rustenburg to have good, and they worked really well. I mean, it was a good build-up down the right-hand side, found players in open space, and Fairmont were actually lacking in defenders there at the moment. They were really struggling because they were man down.
Well, it just shows the minute they actually look to be a bit more direct, they actually get something out of it. So that play started with Rustenburg building it up at right back. They played it straight to the right link to right forward, and they were in. As we see Rustenburg now winning a short corner. Their first one of the night. Yeah, sustained pressure on the one side. A big ball comes in. Unfortunately, it hit the front of the stick and then hit the back of the Fairmont stick, and umpire giving a penalty corner. But here's a chance. There's a chance for them to get that goal back. And like you said, they've been playing really well in the way they've been moving the ball. The chances haven't been as clear cut as they would have liked them to be, but there has been chances. So there's another chance now with double castle on the top as we look to see where they go. This push comes out to second castle. Shot comes in and towards the circle, and Fairmont pick up the ball, but it's a rebound as Rustenburg still on the ball. As second shot came in, but penalty corner from another penalty corner. As Rustenburg now still with another opportunity. Fairmont holding their space well. Would be a little bit worried about the one defender standing directly in front of the goalkeeper there, but I know a few goalkeepers that would have hit me with a hockey stick if I was standing in front of him at a penalty corner. Push comes out to First Castle, is looking for a little zigzag. Ball comes in and it beats everyone again, unfortunately, and it goes over the baseline as Fairmont now with an opportunity. And it's second chance now with a little bit of Rustenburg on top, just a little bit here, as they're looking to try and pull back those 2 goals. We've got 4 minutes and 20 seconds left in quarter 3. Ball comes across and Kelly Johnson diving across to try and win the ball. Ball gets mistracked there, but Fairmont still with the ball now down the right hand side. Lots of pace and lots of skill there as well, but she hasn't beaten the defender yet, as Rustenburg again defended really well in that spaces. The player swung a stick dangerously, and umpire not happy with the danger aspect there. Rustenburg with a chance now to try and bruise it, but they've lost the ball as Fairmont now got a chance going inside the circle. She's taken a reverse stick shot, hits the Rustenburg foot. And penalty corner to so Rowan's done really well there to win that counter and then eventually win the short corner. So again, just a chance. Fairmont's press has been so good. They've won the ball high up the field so often. So let's just hope to see a good push, a good stop, and I would love to see a flick personally. But I've got Amy Smith, who's probably in under 16. She's probably right up there as being one of the best under 16 flickers. So be good to see her having a chance.
Ball comes out straight to the top and the flick comes in, but first wave runs it down beautifully as, again, that hallmark of their defense that Rustenburg have been doing really well. And clearance goes out and she's got space, she's got some numbers forward, and Fairmont still wins the ball again as we drive inside the circle as we're looking to that deep T point to try and enter the circles. Rustenburg still can't get the ball out. It's a bit of a scrap, but unfortunately had advantage there, but umpire bringing them back.
Fairmont has been ferocious up here at their press. They get hardly any opportunity as looking back at that short corner, just the push out, it was a good stop for once, but the speed was just not good enough from the push. As Rustenburg got an opportunity here, they managed to get through.
Some good numbers forward. I think that's a great ball that's gone towards the circle, but well picked up there by Fairmont as they move through. Great ball from Jodie Blows. She looked to try and find one of her forwards, and that's that direct nature that you were asking for from the team. And I think a few more of those will be good. As Fairmont's got numbers forward, but they've got lots of numbers forward. But Rustenburg have picked it up as they try and clear the ball.
Just pressure.
Rustenburg with a chance now. Fairmont now win the ball. There's a backstick as Fairmont now still win the ball. They've got a chance entering the circle, and there's a chance now. The shot comes in, and unfortunately she did not know where the goal was, and she's well wide.
Coach Bryce on the side here saying to Malia that she could have flicked it. I think you ask Malia, you give her 10 times out of 10 chances there where she's just at such speed moved in, she's going to hit that ball. And unfortunately this time it just wasn't on target. Great skill though to get into that position. Just a pity she couldn't finish. You see Fairmont again with a good turnover. They'll be really happy with how they're pressing at the moment. Olu and Rustenburg, they're going to have to look at another option to get out here. They're going to either have to play centre back, right back a lot earlier and then go up the right channel, or they're going to need to go.
There's a space for Ovids because there's a lot of space. I mean, especially if we look at if they've got space if they take a 16 in the middle of the field, they've got lots of space on the right hand side for their right hand half to overlap. So just a small overhead over the first line actually puts about 7 Fairmont players out of the game completely. So if they have that option, there is that overhead space in that right-hand side that they could use, because there's a massive gap between the last line of the midfield and the first line of the defenders, which are standing almost in the opposite side of the 25. So there is lots of opportunities. They've probably got to take those a little bit quicker as well. Because, like you said, Fairmont have closed those first couple of passes, they've closed down quite a bit.
Well, here we go. Rustenburg again on the right-hand side. When they've outletted on the right, they've enjoyed a bit of success, So, they've progressed the ball all the way up. Now they've got an opportunity. Let's be a bit more direct from here. Unfortunately, they run out of time, just as it happens. But there's an opportunity. Olu might look and say, guys, we have to play down our right. We have to outlet down our right, and then try and be a lot more direct on that side. Failing that, they're going to find I don't think they're going to get back in the game, to be honest. I can't see Fairmont giving them an opportunity down the left side or down Fairmont's right side. Yeah,
and saying that is Fairmont's going to want to solidify that 2-0 lead like they've done, because that third chucker was another one. Maybe to that chucker they probably won that one. If there wasn't any goals or anything, but they probably won it in the sense of that they still won those midfield battles. They did very well in winning the ball on their high press. And I think Rustenburg will be disappointed with that quarter, because they had that 3v2 situation where the shot was off target. They had 2 penalty corners that they could have capitalized on, and then from there got a penalty corner against them on the opposite side. So again, a few opportunities there that, I mean, they are playing well, defending well, and really building up to the 25. It's the last 25 that they'll be very, very frustrated about. But like we said, there's 15 minutes left. If they can fix it up till that point, it's going to be an absolute cracking finish to this game. Because the skill level of the players are really high currently. I mean, both Fairmont and Rustenburg. So very good to see, and to see what Rustenburg potentially change going into this. I don't foresee Fairmont changing anything in this game. I think they'll just want to do everything with a little bit more purpose. I think there's maybe one thing that they want to do now, because they are finding a bit of space for them to move into at the back. But there should be an exciting 15 minutes left of this game.
Exactly. Let's hope Rustenburg are a bit more direct, and Fairmont on the flip side, if they do get chances, let's hope that they're a bit more accurate in taking their chances. We love to see goals, so let's hopefully we'll see a lot of goals in this chapter and a lot of excitement to end the game. Good aggressive step there from Rustenburg. And these are the areas where you're just like Rustenburg, just to play the ball a bit quicker now. Again, just stepping off, building up, setting up the platform. They need to keep it on their right-hand side if they're going to enjoy any success. And as it is, they're going to the middle channel there. They've got Fairmont on the counter.
Yeah, and it was also wasn't 100% pass. It was also not a clear cut. Jodie Blows was driving into the space, but she wasn't there yet. So unfortunately, not what's name. But again, yeah, but that can change very quickly. So, but a space here for Fairmont down the right-hand side, and a wonderful reverse stick challenge there from Michaela Carutier. She's unfortunately not 5, so she's got to let it go, and Fairmont move inside, but well trapped there on the left hand side by, I think that's Azra Dick down there. It's really, really good trappers. She's also not 5, so she's got to let the player go as Fairmont down, try and drive down this right hand side. Rustenburg again holding good space in the circle, and again 1v1 defense going well.
Back stick.
Fairmont with the ball is now. Yeah, so these are the situations here. You'd like to Rustenburg just would like to try and go around the back to the right hand side. Keep going to the right now. Keep going to the right, and they might see an opportunity to get through.
Yeah. And they've got to move the ball. Here we go. It's a good ball inside the. Really, the idea is good. You can see that they know exactly that little execution's not there at the moment, but they really and that's a great example you put there, because I mean she could have actually passed slightly earlier, but she held on to it just a little bit longer. And maybe a little bit lazy defending there from Fairmont. They allowed that ball into that middle area a little bit too easily, allowed it to turn.
Fairmont just got caught by surprise, because it's the first time that Rustenburg actually outlet into that channel.
Into that space.
We're so used to them coming directly or coming into their right channel that, as we got Rustenburg high up in the inside, outside, okay, just outside. We're going to free it to Rustenburg, but there definitely seems to be an increase of intent here from Rustenburg.
Yeah, it's good to see.
Good to see.
So they need to get that right off much further right there, so that they can stretch that defense a little bit. And
you can almost see the way that Fairmont pressed in that circumstance there. Amy Smith on it, denying the right pass, denying Rustenburg the opportunity to get to their right side, and Rustenburg then getting turned over. So Fairmont have been very good and very disciplined on their press.
Unfortunately, a pass there. Fortunately, nobody in that space, and she's just fed it over the baseline, unfortunately. And Rustenburg, yes, a lot of energy, a lot more assertiveness. They high press there as well, so they're putting Fairmont under pressure as they try and win some ball here. They've got 12 minutes to try and get something back from this game. There's only 2-0 behind. We know that 2-0 trap is a real thing. Fairmont will want to make sure that doesn't happen. And Rustenburg will want to work hard to try and win. Now they win the ball in midfield, and they've got a little bit of a chance. Ball fed inside the circle. There's a chance to get a shot, and yeah, there's aggressive challenge, and I can see Olu on the side was hoping that the umpire gave it another decision there. But it's a chance for Rustenburg here with some serious intent with the first 4 minutes or first 3 minutes into this quarter. And what a game it will be if they can put this goal away and then start working and plucking away for the second.
It's interesting. It's the first lapse of concentration from Fairmont in the outlet. The first time they've tried to play a big ball out, and they're being punished for it. Yeah.
This push goes short now. They've got a chance, and shot comes in and goes to a person on post, and she's going to want to take the shot quickly. She takes a shot. Great save from the keeper. It's rebounded to Jodie Blows. It's taken a shot. It's hit a foot, but umpire's happy to play on here as they continue, and it's another penalty corner. As 2 opportunities there for Rustenburg to try and get something, but they've got another chance now to get their first goal and get themselves on the score sheet with 10.5 minutes to go as they try and chase back this game.
Oh, interesting move that, going short to the left and then going back to the pushers. We managed to find some space, but it's probably a move that most defenses should be able to handle. Should we see something more traditional from the top of the circle now? Slip right, zigzag.
She's got space now on the ball. A wild step by Fairmont, but the ball's still in play as Rustenburg are looking for a chance as Flick comes across, but it's again deflected off a Fairmont stickers. They try and get the ball in, but no chance now. Still Rustenburg with the ball just outside the circle. Big ball goes inside the circle, and it's a Fairmont stick, and Fairmont have done well to clear the danger. There's just not enough clear-cut chances there. They're not giving themselves a chance as Rustenburg, but they still have the ball. Another ball inside towards the middle, but Fairmont picking up comfortably, but cleared out straight to a stick. There's a chance now for Rustenburg just outside the circle as they drive inside and look for a tomahawk shot, comes in and goes over, but it seems like the keeper had that comfortably covered. As lots of intent here from Rustenburg and fighting hard to try and come back here. As Rustenburg now still with the ball, there's a chance and got some pace up front as they've got a chance, and Fairmont under quite a bit of pressure at the moment, but they seem to be handling it quite well as ball gets lifted, but it's a Fairmont body, but it's come off a Rustenburg stick. Come off a Rustenburg stick as Fairmont now with the chances. Lots of pressure again by Rustenburg as unfortunately she changed the angle there as the chance, but still lots of opportunity here. Umpires given the ball to Rustenburg as Rustenburg have the free hit. There's chances down the left hand side here as ball goes down as there's a little bit of open space, and Rustenburg's got numbers inside the circle and hits a Fairmont stick, and it fortunately rolls up and hits a body as Rustenburg with another opportunity from the penalty corner spot.
Yeah, Rustenburg have enjoyed this. They've been a lot more direct. You know, maybe it's just a situation, but we've been talking about maybe they need to be a bit more direct from an earlier stage. But yeah, if they can just be a bit more accurate and more precise from the short corner and maybe pull one back here, it could be a really exciting last 7 minutes that we're in for.
Yeah, I got a few messages. We'll read some messages from Facebook shortly, and we've got push out comes in. We've got a double castle at the top, and we wonder what they do. Push out comes out, and it's to the second castle. And there's a chance now. Shot comes in, and unfortunately, they've taken it too wide, and the angle's just closed down quite a bit. There's Fairmont with a chance now. They've got lots of open numbers up front, but they need to make that pass. But unfortunately, they don't make that pass earlier. As we got Barbie Sutcliffe saying great defense for him. Yeah, Fairmont have been defended well. And as we say that, Rustenburg moving forward and got some numbers forward again, but Fairmont again with that good defense. And Didi Nkana, I think that was correct. I apologize if I said your name incorrectly, but come on Rustenburg, and Tanya Smith saying well defended Fairmont. Thank you very much for your messages on YouTube, as it seems to be very, very exciting finish to this game here. We've got 7 minutes left. As Fairmont got some space now and
Great speed from Malia Smith on a forehand.
Bit of a lazy challenge there. Desperately trying to win the ball back, and after all that pressure for the last 5 or 6 minutes, Fairmont now have a penalty corner on the opposite side. You know, Rustenburg unfortunately didn't capitalize on the pressure that they put Fairmont under. One chance for Fairmont to move outside the half and towards the attacking circle, and they've got a penalty corner chance and a chance to extend their lead. This push comes out, but she unfortunately it's a missed trap. Ball's gone over the 5-yard line, and Rustenburg now back defending. It's hit a foot inside the circle, and she'll be upset with that. And it was beating everyone. It was looking like it was going over the baseline at that point.
Yeah, so Fairmont again, they're going to need to look to be a bit more accurate from their push out here. They seem to have changed the injector. Tarakira going to take the push out. And yeah, if they can just have a good push out, a solid push out, a good stop, we might see something exciting from the top of the circle.
Yeah, push comes out to the first castle, stopped flat, and it's going to look for a bit of a zigzag. The zigzag comes in, it flicks, and it beats the keeper on the bottom right-hand corner, and Fairmont extend their lead to 3-0 with 5 minutes to play. You might ask yourself, is that the winning goal?
It's amazing what happens when you actually execute things properly. A nice slick move there from Fairmont. They'll be really happy with that. And with 5 minutes to go, it's going to be a long way back for Rustenburg from here.
Yeah, a long way back, and they've got to have something big to happen in the next 5 minutes for them to get those 3 goals back. As Fairmont now take a 3-0 lead. And again, like we said, they didn't have the most possession in this game. They've not had it as comfortable as they needed to, but they've had 3 chances more than 3 chances, but they've taken 3 chances, which I'll be very happy about. Good ball comes in, and unfortunately taking a player on, and a little bit of a bad challenge, and the umpire might want to call that one back, and it's Fairmont now. Rustenburg with the ball down the deep far end. It's Rustenburg now driving towards the circle, is playing the ball in. It's a great pass, and Tomahawk looking for Tomahawk's shot, but she changes her mind, and as she tries to pull the ball across to try and take a shot, Fairmont player obstructs her, and it's Rustenburg with a chance. Never know, could score this with 4 minutes to go. They just need to start executing and starting to get some momentum back. They've really been playing well in this game, and just unfortunately had nothing to show for it up against a Fairmont side that's been so clinical in defense and in attack. So we have another penalty corner as push comes out to the far side castle, as first shot comes in, but it rolls onto a Fairmont foot, as Rustenburg will have another opportunity to get onto the score sheet with now 3 minutes to go on the clock.
Fairmont will be pleased with their PC defence. It's been very tight, very compact. The first wave's doing their job nicely, charging the shots down.
Shot comes in, and it's saved by the keeper again, but it's another opportunity for Rustenburg, and Fairmont are just in their faces, and they just can't seem to be getting those clear-cut chances out. Rustenburg now, still 2.5 minutes to go on the clock, and they keep fighting. Fairmont got most of their numbers behind the ball, as big ball comes inside the circle and mistrap, but it's just gone past over the baseline, and Fairmont now with a 16-yard free hit, and they're still under pressure from Rustenburg. Rustenburg move as a team across the field, and good move, unfortunately gone over the side. 2 minutes ago, Fairmont can take their time. They don't need to rush the game now. They got a comfortable 3-0 lead, so they can just try and hold on to possession. Some good defense there from Rustenburg. Rustenburg now with an opportunity, and unfortunately she runs over the ball, and umpire happy with it, but now she's given a penalty corner, and Rustenburg with another chance now. 1 minute 40 on the clock, as they look to try and get onto the score sheet. As time starts just ticking away a little bit. Don't disappear after the end at the final whistle, because we will be chatting to the 2 captains of the sides. So don't disappear too soon afterwards, as we were getting their thoughts from the game. Push comes out. Shot comes in, but goes wide over the baseline.
So AJ, winding down to the end of the game, what are your thoughts on it? Fairmont good value for their 1 year?
Yeah, I think they'll be very happy. They've defended really well. I think that's something, the big positive to take from here. They've really defended well. They haven't had the possession that they would have liked to have, but that's probably something that they won't be too phased about. Very good in executing their chances that they've had. Very patient on defense, that they will be happy with. As we say, the shot comes in and goes wide, and really well connected. And then so I think Fairmont will be definitely well deserving 3-0. I think Rustenburg will be bitterly disappointed with the way things have turned out. A wonderful possession They've moved the ball really well. Also, patiently defended really well. They haven't really made many mistakes in defense, very small errors. But just the lapse in concentration every now and then will be something that will be disappointing. I'll be upset, but I'll also be happy that there's some really, really good positives to take from it. Your thoughts?
Well, as you see the final whistle go there, yeah, AJ, I think the same. I think Fairmont will be happy with how they've pressed and executing their goals. Rustenburg will maybe look back and say, geez, let's be a bit more direct like we were there. That being said, I think it was a really good game of hockey, and well done to Fairmont for an impressive win.
Yeah, thanks, Chris. And we come to the end of the game now, and thank you very much for joining us. Fairmont winning that game 3-0 in very, very even game, if you might say, but well executed from the Fairmont side. Please don't disappear. I'm going to chat to the coaches in a few minutes, but for now, from Chris Gibson and myself, bye for now, and see you in a few minutes time to chat to the captains. Okay, I've got Jordan with me. Jordan, you happy with that performance?
Yes, it was very, very fun. It was very tiring, actually. But yeah, we put in the hard work and we managed to get a good outcome and everything. So,
What do you reckon you've got to fix for next time?
I know this sounds like maybe like a very generic answer, but fitness, definitely. It's very hard to like make accurate passes and get outcomes into the D if we're like gasping for air and we're so tired and everything. But other than that, maybe our short corners, we haven't really trained them, but I think we did well for what we have trained.
Only got a couple of weeks left. I mean, strange to say only got a couple of weeks left. You pretty excited for the last couple of games?
Yes, I mean, especially as a matric and we're starting prelims soon and finals. Obviously this year is not how we wanted it to go, but I mean, it's fun and it's the girls are really excited and we're playing in our new kits and it's Friday night lights. Normally we get this Saturday mornings, so now it's cool being under the lights and everything and with everyone supporting us.
So just quickly, let's talk about next year and future. What are your future plans and why are you looking forward to it?
I really want to study at RUSTENBURG medicine, so I know I have to make some time for hockey and hopefully play Marties and everything. But yeah, I'm very, very excited and it's going to be weird, like leaving the team and everything. I'll definitely come back to watch their matches and hopefully COVID's over.
Yeah, thank you very much, Jordan.
Thank you so much.
Cheers.
Thank you.
We're just bringing in Rachel now. Thank you. So Rachel, you're pretty excited to be playing hockey again, eh?
Very excited. It's been painful not being able to play for a while, but it's great to be back on the Astro. Not sure how many games we've got, so we just got to play everyone like that's our last.
pretty frustrating game because you guys had so much possession. You had a lot of good chances, but just unfortunately nothing came of it.
Yeah, I think it's always been a problem for us at Rustenburg is our finishing. But just glad we got up in the D today and we did our best. Obviously we haven't had that much turf time with all the restrictions coming and going. But I think it was just great to play again.
I think also you realise now you don't have many games left and you haven't had many games this season, but it probably makes the time that you're going to spend with your team pretty special for the next couple of games.
Yeah, definitely. We're just hoping that we can keep playing, and it's great to play together. We're a fairly new side, so it's been an interesting challenge this year, but it's been great.
Also, future plans for yourself?
I'm also hoping to go to Stellenbosch. I want to do data science. And hopefully play for Marty's.
Yeah, so let's hope you can get a full season of hockey next year.
Jeez, I really hope so.
Well, Rachel, all the best for the rest of the games and look forward to seeing you again on the field sometime soon.
Thank you.
Cheers. So thanks again, ladies and gentlemen. We just had a quick conversation with Jordan and with Rachel from Rustenburg Girls. Thank you very much for joining us. From myself, AJ Spirenzuk, and the crew here. Bye for now. Have a good weekend and see you all soon.